here. You can see quite flexible. It's got two connectors at the end, obviously positive and negative. It's quite thin, and like I say, it's 520 by 1070 millimeters. They've actually sent me two of those flexible panels. At the moment I'm only going to stick one of those on, but I'll probably put one at a later date. The other one, I'll put that one on next year, possibly, when we're looking at possibly going a bit of over, or you know, off-grid maybe. The control panel, let's have a look at that. This is the control panel here it's quite a big, 1.4 kilograms. It does weigh a little bit. It's a MPPT solar charge controller unit, and the product code is ML2420. The dimensions of this, I'm reading it again, is 210 by 151 by 59.5 millimeters. Just go through what it's got at the bottom. You've got solar panel positive, negative, then you've got battery positive and negative, and then the load positive and negative. At the bottom it's got a that's a communications interface. That other one there, and just reading off it, is the external temperature sampling interface. If you want some more technical details on this, again, I'll put a link in the description below for those technically minded people who want to read all the gubbins and bits and bobs of that. I'll put that in the description below. You can click on that and read that to your heart's content. Right, we now have the controller unit mounted. Need to chuck the cables in now. Okay, dismantling of the caravan. So the microwave's out, the microwave's there. I've had to feed the cables up through into this cabinet. Try and get some light for you. Into the cabinet there. And I'm going to go through the roof here. And I'm actually going to put a connection here for the solar panels, and then if need be I can disconnect it from there. The main thing with this is when you're doing these cables is to make sure that the cables are the same length. Same when I did the motor mover, the cables from the solar panel all the way down to the controller unit must be the same length, your positive and negative cables. Now then, this is actually day 2. I did start yesterday doing this, but I stopped mid-afternoon because I wanted to go home and got the pub for my tea. Anyway, so this is day 2. A bit colder. I got my hat on because it's a bit colder, and it's a fun bit today, which is drilling through the roof in order to get the cables in. Now, when I do that, I'm going to use one of these glands here. Get a close up of that. You can see that. Let the camera focus. There we go. And it's a twin gland. It does 4 to I think 8mm cables. And you just tighten them up on these sections here when you put the cables through. I'm using Sikaflex to stick it on with 522. Yeah, 522, and that's going to go on the back of the panel, and it's also going to go on the gland when I put that on. So the fun bit. Let's drill a hole in this roof. Right. So I roughly know I want to be about 100mm in, because the cupboard is just directly below me here. I don't go too near the edge, but I need to be further enough away for the stuff that covers the... I'm going to drill a pilot hole first. Right, let's see what that's brought us out inside. Right, that's brought us out in a good position inside. What I'm using is a 38mm core drill bit that I actually used for putting my antenna on for my internet. So I'm not going to push any pressure in, I'll let the drill do the work. Yeah, that's the solar panel stuck on with a Sikaflex. I've done it in lines across and down the side. I've also stuck the gland on there. See if it'll focus in. My silicon's not the best, but I've gone all the way around the gland. I've got this tub here just to put on top of it as a bit of weight to stop it moving. Right, let's go inside. It's not connected up, as you can see. I'm not going to do that until I've done all the battery side. So inside the cabinet, I've got the connections there, should I wish to disconnect it, all done up there. And obviously the hole through the roof, which I've siliconed at the top, but that I'll show you a gland up there. Let's have a look outside, what I've done with the battery. So with the battery, I put the connections on here, that's where the terminals are. And then I've got an inline fuse on the positive here, which just cover that up in there to stop that popping, to protect it as well. That's the temperature sensor. I don't know if you can see that up here. It's the temperature sensor there. So this is the panel all lit up there. You can see it, don't you can see that. Obviously it's saying that there's load coming in there. Couldn't see that coming in. I've pressed this button here. It tells me that the capacity 22.6 volts. It's 1.44 amps. It's a bit overcast at the moment and there's not a great deal of sun about. 14.8 volts on the battery. That's the load. There's no load going out at the moment because I've not got the load connected. Amps going into the battery again. It's not a great deal at the moment. I need to have a play around this, but I say there's no sun at the moment. It's quite overcast. That is what discharge capacity, device temperature, and we scroll back through, and that's the main screen. You can change which battery you've got through this button here. I've got a wet sealed battery, so I've changed it over to flooded. Obviously it's a sealed acid battery, so I've changed the battery over. That's the panel. I've taken it off, then you can have a look at it. I'm just going to mount it back on its wall where it was. Right, that's that job.